Started out as an entrepreneur.
Also founded a few other startups.
My father's.
So this is my third startup. The first one was wildly successful.
Nowadays, the startups are more and more blooming in Vietnam, especially at Ho Chi Minh City. The internet's strong development also creates digital entrepreneurship. Hello and welcome to Officience TV. This is Vietnam's Digital Entrepreneur series. My name is Thao from Officience, an enterprise of IT services, France headquarters. So, how does a startup like? What's digital entrepreneur? What brought them to Vietnam market? What are their difficulties, advantages? There's plenty of questions around Vietnam digital entrepreneurs that Officience TV could bring you the most satisfying answers through our reportage.
When I first came to Vietnam, I set up my second company, which was doing IT outsourcing.
Exactly. The first year is more like about you reshape the business and then adapt with the current environment.
The startup is a group of people that are trying to find a business model that works and a business model that will scale.
The first two companies were founded in the US.
I think we have like a big ambition at the beginning from the US when we back to Vietnam.
Because the first year you still have money. And then the second and third year is when you bring your product to the market and you find out that the market doesn't really need your product or your product doesn't really solve the market's problem. That's when the stress begins, and that's when you're typically also running short on your money because you only plan to be successful, you don't want to be fair.
When I first started my first company, and I had the co-founders in that company, I wasn't the lead entrepreneur, so the pressure wasn't as much on me to make it successful or fail. I was there to support, and so it was a very good experience for me just to learn. But because I wasn't the lead entrepreneur, I also didn't learn some very important lessons that you only get when you're the lead entrepreneur. I think that I've learned a lot more in the years after my first year than I have in that first year.
Definitely a lot of advantages here, especially our background is like we're from Vietnam, we can have a opportunity to study abroad back to Vietnam, you know. So a lot of opportunity, like we understand like about people here, and we can speak Vietnamese, this kind of stuff, you know. And we have some connection when we work in another country. We kind of like more open-minded to opportunity. So I think like it's a lot of advantages to people. And especially I think the business environment here is still really provide you a lot of opportunity. About this stuff in Vietnam, we can talk about because they provide a good, good impact to society. Also with the business model. One is S3CO.vn. So that stuff they provide software to have the store business on the Vietnam. You can keep track with inventory with the business management. And second startup is like the Nguyen.vn. They specialize delivery for e-commerce.
4 years ago, we were starting to see the end of the first wave of big startups. A lot of startups have failed, and a lot of startups have become very big. So I don't know if you know, like VNG, VC Core, Yash, are three very big ones, and they were in the first wave. You know, and they made it. Today, now, in the last 2 years, especially the last 1 year, we start to see small guys start to come up. When I was organizing Barcamp, which was 2009, 2010. Barcamp started here in like 2006, 2007 by another group of people. At that time, you know, VNG was just starting, right? So then the scene was very small. Barcamp was maybe 200 people. So just this year, Barcamp was 1,700 people. In 2009, 2010, when I took over Barcamp, or with a group of people, we all took over, the scene was, you know, Barcamp was one of the only events in the tech scene. Maybe there was like a handful. Since in the last 2 years, you know, Startup Weekend has come up, Mobile Monday, Mobile Day, you know, all these bigger and bigger events or small monthly events have started to crop up. Whether or not that is going to cause the momentum that we hopefully we'll see in the next 2 or 3 years. I like Tiki.vn. I knew Tiki from the beginning. When they first started, there was books, and then now they are getting into a wider platform, and now they got investment from Sumitomo with maybe $2 or $3 million, which means that they'll be getting more Japanese products, which is a big step, I think. And we're going to see more Japanese and Korean investors coming, as well as Russian.
My worst decision was to put a lot of trust into the wrong people.
Our worst decision is like last year we choose the wrong targeted audience.
But I've made some very wrong personnel decisions. I've made some very wrong market decisions.
I do this by nature. I'm very trusting. I think that you have to be in some ways. My philosophy is always to give people the benefit of the doubt. Most of the time I find that it works out. Every once in a while it doesn't work out so well.
In general, what you find is disappointing. It's hard to say. It's silly or stupid.
I think of an entrepreneur as someone who creates something new. I think this is a bit different from what most people define as an entrepreneur. Most people think an entrepreneur is someone who just starts a business.
Entrepreneur is the one they will looking for some solution to solve the problem of the society, and that solution must link with their personal background.
An entrepreneur is someone who is trying to solve a problem that hasn't been solved in the market, come up with a better way to do something that people are already doing.
The only way to do great work is to love what you do.
Anybody can open up a sandwich stand, but how many sandwich things can affect millions of users and people?